7 in overtime here at home. Welcome into Raiders Game Day, presented by America First Credit Union. Erin Coscarelli alongside my guys, my Raider fullback Marcel Reece with you, my lockdown corner and Eric Allen. Gentlemen, it is good to see you. Week 15 came and went like that. Thursday night football in prime time. We're going to get into it, but quick takeaway from this evening's game.
Just another heartbreaker one for me, EA. I don't know about you. It's just tough for the game to come down to that against a divisional rival. Nothing else matters but a divisional rival in the Chargers, and just come up short.
Yeah. I think when you start talking about this rivalry and what this means to both football teams, just coming up a little bit short as far as the Raiders are concerned. Just a heartbreaker tonight for the Silver and Black.
Yeah.
Split the series with their divisional rival in the Chargers. We've got a lot to get to for you guys tonight. Here is what's on tap for you folks at home. Game highlights, of course, against the Los Angeles Chargers, a Wild West shootout indeed. Post-game reaction we've got for you. Of course, we're going to get the latest from Coach Gruden as well as player sound. And we're throwing it back in time to one of the most memorable plays in Raiders-Chargers history. It even came up tonight. We will talk about it. Pretty funny indeed. And a preview of next week's opponent. Tua and the Dolphins are coming to town. Miami coming to town. We will talk all about it and preview that for you guys at home. But first, round 2 against the Chargers here at Allegiant in prime time. A quick turnaround, missing a few key players on defense. Of course, no Jonathan Abram, Cleveland Farrell, Damon Arnett, no Henry Ruggs as well. And we are kicking things off. First Chargers possession. Justin Herbert with the 10-yard score, the pass to Hunter Henry. They are first on the board, 7-0. Derek Carr scrambling right and leaves out of bounds, coming up a little bit limp.
Yeah, you just hate to see any player as an athlete to have those non-contact injuries, EA.
Yeah.
Running and just straight pull up. Just never good.
Yeah, unfortunate for DC.
Unfortunate for DC. Number 8, Marcus Mariota in relief. What does the former Heisman Trophy winner, former Duck, have in store for us? He's got a little toe drag swag from Foster Moreau, gentlemen.
Always loved his presence in the pocket, his ability to move that pocket, make plays down the field on the run. Outstanding catch also.
Impressive indeed. This man is showing off. He's got the legs and the arm. Hey-yo!
That's a dime now, EA. I'm telling you, that is extremely impressive for a veteran quarterback, a guy who hasn't played a lot of football in the last year and a half.
Right.
Not a lot of football, but throws a flat-out dime.
Oh, man.
To your all-pro tight end in Darren Waller. I mean, running, that's like easy up right there, eh?
We talk about this so much when he's split out wide, the ability to be able to stack, get on top of that defender. He's too fast for this young safety to be able to handle. Just a great throw, great catch, great route, great time of making sure you make that big, critical, explosive play.
Merry Christmas from Mariota to Darren Waller. All right, 1st and 10 we go. Justin Herbert with a 26-yard touchdown pass to Tyron Johnson. And the Raiders are down now, 17-10. We go to the third quarter. Mariota showing off he's got wheels too, you guys.
Can still do it, still do it. He's a tough, gritty quarterback, tough, gritty football player. There, carries the fake out really well, follows his blocker, doesn't do anything crazy, but executes the play to perfection.
So much stress on the defense when a quarterback is mobile and ability to be able to get outside the pocket in some design runs.
Air Jacobs showing up as well. 1st and goal. Josh Jacobs with the 1-yard score, and the game is tied, gentlemen, as we take a look.
When we get close to the end zone, he has a nose for us, so go find him, give him the ball.
4th player in Raiders history to record at least 10 rushing touchdowns, and we go. Mariota says, I can do it too, you guys.
Yes, he just really took over the game with his legs at periods of the time. Just love his ability and understanding when that pocket is collapsed or when someone's lost leverage, he's outside the flash.
You can tell you just don't lose the feel for the game. He has an awesome feel for the game, feel for the pocket, and it's plays like that, those hard-nosed plays like that get your teammates behind your back.
Ball game tied. Justin Herbert trying to make something happen by the end of regulation, and we have a sack, gents.
Yeah, at the right time. That was critical pressure and a critical part of the game. You love to see the big guys get after it.
A loss of 8 yards on the play. Michael Badgley with the field goal to win it, and sorry about it. That would be left. So now, you guys, game still tied. We head to OT. Unfortunately, 3rd and 1. Justin Herbert with the TD run.
You just know it's coming. The same play back to back. You just know it's coming, EA. Yeah. How do you stop it? You just got to figure out a way to stop it.
And the Raiders trying to figure out what went wrong. 30-27 in overtime against the Chargers. As you take a look at some of the numbers right there. 88 rushing yards from Marcus Mariota. We're going to talk about his performance tonight a little bit later in the show. America First, by the way, credit union donating $100 for every first down the Raiders have. They had 27 first downs. So, of course, that means $2,700 getting donated to the Raiders Foundation. Very cool indeed.
Yes, it is.
What does Coach Gruden have to say about his team's performance? We're going to talk about it on the other side of the break. We're going to hear from him. Don't go anywhere. Raiders Game Day. We'll be right back.
This has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now, only at Allegiant.com. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation made to chill. Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Really proud of our team. We lost a lot of men tonight and had a lot of men missing, and thought Mariota came in, did a great job. It's unfortunate we couldn't find a way to win that game at the end. It's on me.
Knowing you guys needed to win and the way your defense has played, was there any consideration, or what went into the thought to kick the field goal, supposed to go for it down there in overtime?
It's 4th and 5. Had we got a little bit closer, we would have thought about it, but it was 4th and 5. We had them in 2nd and 10, backed up on their own 25, and we had a penalty, and a big penalty. But if it was a little bit closer, I'd have considered going for it. I know I went for it a few times earlier in the game, but to take the lead with 3 minutes left, I thought it was the play to make at that time.
Don, having to turn to Marcus in an emergency situation like that coming off the bench, could you have expected anything more than what he gave you guys tonight off the bench?
No, I mean, it just shows the kind of player, kind of football character he has. I mean, our offensive coordinator isn't here either. You lose Derek, and then we changed gears offensively, and Marcus came in and did a great job. And really proud of him. I think that just kind of puts an exclamation point on why we signed him, and just wish we could have won the game for him.
When Derek goes down and Marcus comes in, you guys change the offense. What's that process like, changing the kind of offense just on the fly, and how difficult is that?
Well, it's hard. Obviously we didn't have an off season like everybody else, and Marcus was out, I think, the first 9 or 10 weeks of the season. So we haven't had a chance to really work at a lot of these things. This is just a real credit to the coaches, and really a credit to Mariota. He's a hell of a player, and we called some plays we didn't really practice, and we had practice earlier in the season, but if Derek can't go, we're going to always try to do what our quarterback does best, and this guy can really run. He's a dual threat, and he proved it tonight.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so interesting to hear from Coach Gruden after the game. Obviously not happy with the result, wanting a win, but certainly impressed with his backup quarterback's play in Marcus Mariota. I want to get your guys' take, because he made a really interesting point, missing, 9 or 10 weeks. It really does say a lot about his coaching team's ability to get this guy ready and prepared, because on the field, he seemed composed. And more than anything, he was really accurate with his passing. And you made the really good point earlier in the show that this says a lot about his abilities, right, Mark? What do you think, Marcel?
I just think he's just showed his professionalism, and he showed that he can lead this team when it comes down to it. Guys rallied around him, and it was awesome to see some young guys be put in different situations and step up to the plate when it was necessary. You'd like to see it, you come out with the win in the end of it all, but there were some good things out of today. I don't know about you, EA.
Well, it's another opportunity for us to see this coaching staff, this personnel group come up with another player who can get on the football field and really shine. So the coaches have done an outstanding job of getting this guy prepared. And remember, for the first 4 or 5 weeks, I mean, he wasn't even dressing up. So again, those mental reps that the coaching staff has to really demand of him as a professional really showed tonight. So this coaching staff, again, this player personnel department went out and found the perfect guy for the backup for Carr. So again, this coaching staff, again, does an outstanding job of getting their players ready and prepared.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the defense. Missing 3 key starters in the secondary. EA, we talked about this. What did you see from the defense's performance in today's game that maybe you were impressed by or surprised by?
Well, we knew we were going to simplify the defense today. So we saw a lot of just cover 2. And again, when you're playing cover 2 and you don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, that means there's going to be a lot of holes. And again, when you don't get that pressure, I thought Justin did a really good job, the quarterback, being able to get outside, extend plays, and find those holes in our secondary in the middle of our football team. But again, I thought the effort was great. I thought they were lining up pretty good. And again, it all comes down to executing. And again, 2 short days to really practice. And at the end of the football game, these guys had opportunities to get off the field, but technique errors today really caused that Charger team to make those big explosive plays when they needed them.
To EA's point, the effort was great, and the effort's been good all year. And one thing that I wanted to see that I did see today was us lining up and looking prepared before the snap of the ball.
Yeah.
I also thought gang tackling was a lot better. And we stopped the run. This was a really good running team. We stopped it for 3.5 quarters. They got that one drive where they had some big runs, but 3.5 quarters, we stopped a really good running team, some really good runners, especially in Austin Eckler in particular. But obviously there's still a lot of work to be done. Closing up those holes, just the technique stuff.
Right.
There's little things that cause big plays for the opposition that we have to get fixed.
Right. And we were curious to see how the defense would look with Rod Marinelli now taking hold of the defensive coordinator duties on 3 days' notice, a short week. With all the bevy of injuries that they had, certainly an uphill battle for the Raiders defense. Well, on the other side of the break, we are going to talk more in depth about what you guys saw from Marcus Mariota. So you guys at home, stick around. We'll be right back.
Presented by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hey, Marcus, every backup quarterback in the league talks about having to prepare like being the starter to be ready at all times, but you haven't played in like more than a year. How do you explain what went on out there tonight and how well you played?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I think it's part of your job to be prepared. And the coaching staff here does a great job of making sure, not only myself, but Nate is ready to go. So, when it comes down to it, just try to give these guys a chance to win. And unfortunately, we came up a little short.
Hey, Marcus, can you take us through that 3rd and goal in OT, kind of what was going through your head there in that one and what you guys were trying to do there?
Yeah, we're trying to get the ball out quick, have a run pass option, and, wish I would have put the ball on Alec a little better. Guy made a good play, and, it is what it is.
Hey, Marcus, this is Kyle Martin with Raiders.com and a former Oregon Duck. Mike Mayock had nothing but rave things to say about you this offseason when you signed with the Raiders, saying that he had you as his top quarterback in 2015, and he wanted to help you rebuild your confidence. How do you feel like you've been able to reestablish that and, kind of rediscover your game up to this point?
To be truthful, it's been a long journey. I've been through kind of everything, from injuries to surgeries to, mental kind of just lapses and, the confidence thing. And, I just truly appreciate the Raiders and the entire organization for kind of helping me through that. I was trying to kind of find my way again, and they gave me an opportunity, kind of take some time. They were patient with me, and I just appreciate the fact that they were willing to do that. And again, it's kind of part of being an athlete. You're going to go through some ups and downs, and I think the staff did a great job of kind of keeping me level-headed and kind of fighting through it. And when it comes down to it, it's still ball, and I just love being out there again. It was fun to play. Unfortunately, we just didn't make enough plays.
All right, well, the Raiders didn't get the win, but they did get to see Marcus Mariota make his debut when he came in relief for Derek Carr after a groin injury sidelined him. Let's talk number 8, because as he alluded to, lots of ups and downs throughout his career and this journey through the season alone, as Coach alluded to earlier in the show, out maybe 9 or 10 weeks, and then comes in and is able to, in many respects, ball out today. Marcel, can you talk a little bit about what skill sets you see coming out from a guy like number 8 in Marcus Mariota?
First of all, it's extremely special for us as the Raider Nation to have 2 starting caliber quarterbacks on our roster and not have that to worry about. Again, like we hinted to earlier, he showed extreme professionalism, being ready to go at the drop of a hat when DC unfortunately went down. But to answer your question, Costco, when you're talking about Marcus Mariota's skill set, he is a flat-out gamer when it comes down to it. We knew that when he first came in, intended for the Titans, and he showed that he still has it. A guy that hasn't played football in over a year. Are you kidding me? And he gets out on the football field and realizes this is still just football, and I can go out and play the game that I love like a kid on Saturday morning. And he showed the Raider Nation that he can play football, and he loves this game. The way that he played today shows his passion and love for the game of football, and that's what we all love to see.
And fans still thought, with him coming in, they weren't sure. Right. And he still very much kept the Raiders in the game, EA.
Without a doubt.
When you look at a playmaker like Marcus Mariota, how challenging of a defense is that to have to guard against?
Yeah, when he's playing at the top of his game like he was playing tonight, you think about the phases that he brings to the field. His accuracy on point, right? So defensively, that kind of gives you issues. You got to be sticky on your coverage. And then his ability to be able to get out and move the pocket and make those critical plays from outside the pocket. So that puts me in a situation where I have to kind of plaster my guy and find someone in zone. And then the coach is aiding it with calling run-specific plays for him. So now he's putting the ball in the belly of Josh. Josh is getting up in the middle. He pulls it, and now he's on the corner. So now if I'm a defensive end or a defensive lineman, I don't know, should I crash down on Josh? Because all week we've been talking about stop the run, and now this guy's on the edge, and he's outrunning me. So he's bringing all phases of quarterbacking to this football field, and that's what you really love about him. He was extremely successful at the University of Oregon. I mean, whatever he wanted to do, he was basically able to do that. Had some hiccups in his beginning of his career, and I thought that threw him for a loop a little bit. He wasn't able just to come out and just physically dominate. Really worked with his nerves, worked with his passion to play football. So I'm so excited that this young man has been able to recapture that tonight, and we saw him. All the facets were there, running, throwing, leadership-wise. Just unfortunate he wasn't able to bring the Raiders a win tonight, but we're in really good hands if he has to continue to quarterback for the next week or so.
Absolutely. Really provided a spark, and even when he had that interception, he still made that huge tackle.
Great tackle.
Right?
I mean, just a great tackle.
I mean, he had the speed and the ability to make that huge tackle, which may have been a touchdown with any other quarterback.
Another phase he brings, tackling.
Tackling,
exactly. Position.
Hopefully not much.
Right.
And the leading rusher on the day with 88 rushing yards. Impressive indeed. All right, we on the other side of the break are talking Pro Bowl and the Raiders. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Toward the end zone, it is caught for the touchdown. Connection made with Aguilar. Intercepted. It's intercepted. That is Abram running it back.
Welcome to Raiders Game Day, Week 15 matchup against the Chargers. Didn't go the Raiders' way, however, some great performances by Raiders players that deserve to be voted into the Pro Bowl, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about because voting ends tonight, midnight. Cast your vote at Raiders.com/Pro Bowl. Do it now. I already did. Did you guys at home? Vote for your favorite Raiders, and maybe they will get a ticket to go to the Pro Bowl. But this is a chance for you two to make a, the campaign for who you believe, because it's kind of the no-brainer. We think 28 is going to probably get in. Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, those are the no-brainers.
DC.
DC.
And when we were playing, you couldn't vote for your teammates. You hate that, So sometimes you would put a scrub in there, So yeah, Sell, I'm gonna put a scrub fullback in there so you'll make it, But again, Nelson Aguilar. I mean, what a find he has been for this football team. Come up with money plays time after time after time. He has done an outstanding job. Nelly deserves to be in the Pro Bowl.
And you know what? If Mariota went down, Nelly was the backup quarterback. So I mean, this is the kind of guy that contributes in all different kinds of ways. But that's a good
To your point, EC. I think that the three gimmies. You have DC, and then you have Josh Jacobs, and then there's Waller.
Oh, yeah, Waller, of course.
The guy that I know that people are forgetting about is number 45, Alec Ingold. Does everything, the tough guy, a tone setter. Let's get 4 or 5. And Alec, I promised you last year, once you got in the Pro Bowl, I had something for you, and I have not forgotten about that.
All right, okay.
How many did you make, EA?
I had 6.
No way, 6.
And yeah, on my way to 7, I got a knee injury. So
did you hear me say on his way to 7?
But we talk about the Pro Bowl, but how about as a player? How special is it to be invited? Why is the Pro Bowl so special for the player to be a part of?
I don't know about you, EA, but when I got voted into the Pro Bowl all 4 times on my way to 5, it was special just being voted on by your peers.
Yes.
When the rest of the league, even though you beat up on them and you have your fun against the rest of the league, they vote on you just because you are the best at your position. And when you're there, and you're considered the best in the world, not just the state, but the best in the world at what you do. It's just extremely gratifying as an individual, and then you get to go and represent your team. And one thing I knew when I got there, I wanted to represent the Raider Nation the best possible way on and off the field while I was there.
Without a doubt. And again, when it comes down to respect, that's what this thing is all about, really. It's all about the players and the coaches sitting down. You get that great respect from your peers and from the guys you play against week in and week out, and they understand, like Monday Night Football, Sunday football, whatever it is, when you have the respect of the players and coaches around this league who continually vote you into the Pro Bowl, you're doing something right. I thought that was the biggest thrill, other than, going to the playoffs and Super Bowls, but being voted in by your peers was extremely, extremely important to me.
It's crazy because as a player, when we come up, you always think of proving people wrong. Like everyone who doubted me, I want to prove them wrong. But when you got to the Pro Bowl, it wasn't about proving people wrong, but proving the people that believed in you right. Because I felt great when I was able to represent Al Davis and the Davis family and saying, you made the right pick. Thank you for picking me. I'm going to represent the silver and black the absolute best way possible. And then you get to recruit the best players in the world to come play with you. You do. You get to convince you want to wear this silver helmet.
Yeah, and one thing that kind of goes under the radar is when you're over there, you have a great chance to talk shop and just talk about what players are giving you problems. I mean, my first Pro Bowl, I was able to sit down and talk shop with Ronnie Lott. I mean, one of the greatest defensive players ever to play, and just to sit down and talk to him about, hey, because he played corner his first year in the league, and then he moved to safety, but to just talk about angles, leverage, hey, what do you do against this guy, things like that. And then later on, you start to see the younger guys come up, sitting down, talking to Primetime, and Aeneas Williams, and on and on. So those are the great moments that are over there that you're able to just to kind of get with someone and just talk a little bit about football.
And if you can't make the postseason or the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl is certainly a nice consolation. I like the perspective of proving those that believed in you right. Love that perspective. All right, under further review, we're coming at you on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Presented by San Manuel Casino. official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
Welcome back to Raiders Game Day here inside Allegiant Stadium. Time for Week 15 matchups around the league presented by Sports Water. And I don't know if I feel like watching any more football this week, to be honest, but here are some great games for the week. Take a look. Saints taking on the Chiefs. That's going to be one I will probably be watching.
Yeah, I'll be watching
Seahawks
that.
taking on the Washington football team. By the way, on a 4-game tear, 4-game winning streak for Washington. But those are your Week 15 matchups.
Dolphins, Patriots.
Let's go, Jags.
All right. Okay, gents. Okay. There you go. There you go. It is time for Under Further Review. I throw out a topic. You know the deal. We discuss. First topic is NFL is thinking of adding a 17th game to the schedule. How do we feel about that?
I'm not in favor of that. I mean, you've seen we lost 5 guys today, through injury, concussions. I'm just not sure the league is ready to handle another week of football with all of these injuries.
What if it meant shortening the preseason?
We didn't have any preseason this year.
Yeah, I don't know if that even makes a difference.
Yeah, because
whether you shorten the preseason or not, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Who are you playing in that extra game?
Okay.
Is it a divisional game? Is it out of division?
Yeah.
I just don't think it makes sense.
You like 16.
I like 16.
You're good with that.
Even number. Why are we messing with it? Why are
Okay.
we messing with it?
Okay, so we're all on the same page there. MVP race is heating up, gents. It's a lot of people have their eyes on Aaron Rodgers, maybe Patrick Mahomes, could even throw in Josh Allen. How about for you guys? Is there somebody that you think might be the
Why is it always quarterbacks? Why can't Aaron Donald get in there as far as the MVP of the league? He's such a dominant player. When you come to a football game, of course he doesn't sell the tickets, but he's a guy you have to be aware of every single snap. Aaron Donald should get my vote.
I agree with EA to a certain extent.
There we go.
I don't know if this
I
don't know if this year is the year for Aaron Donald, but all those names are valid names that you mentioned, EC. But I'm still keeping an eye on Russell Wilson. You can never really count him out the way that he plays the game. He was an early favorite. They kind of fell off a few weeks ago, but I mean, if it's not a Raider, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. I knew that was going to be your answer. All right. Well, this one is saving the best for last because, Christmas is around the corner. Lots of great holiday movies. I love Christmas, and I love Christmas movies. So I thought I'd ask you two, because I already know the answer to this. The best Christmas movie, in your opinion, is?
I'm going to go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Movie?
Hey, listen.
From what year?
That show comes on every year. It comes on every year. And if you sit by yourself and really check it out, I'm guaranteeing you'll have a little tear because Rudolph goes through some stuff, man. Rudolph goes through some stuff, and then the nose is shining. He's leading. It's a great story, man, of overcoming adversity, man. Rudolph.
I have two though. If I'm going old school, I'm going with I think Griswold's.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. But new school, 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn.
Oh, that's a good one.
Absolutely hilarious.
That's a good one.
I could watch it. Absolutely hilarious.
I love it. I love it. I love the Rudolph going through adversity. You're absolutely right. When I was young, that would be a movie I'd watch. But I'm sorry, you guys are both wrong.
What is it?
It's Home Alone. Is this even up for debate? You guys, everybody in here knows.
Which
Home
one?
Alone.
The first one.
The first one, yeah. Of course, you guys.
That was pretty good. A
close second is obviously Elf.
It doesn't give you any tears, though. You want the range of emotions.
Will Ferrell Elf is good.
You guys know that's the order it should be. And then, yes, Griswold's is a good one. I like the Rudolph.
Yeah.
That's a definite throwback.
That's right.
Coming up.
Throwback.
A closer look at this awesome stadium in the series from the ground up. That is coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. Take a look at our Impact Team of the Week, the Vegas Strong. Take a look at their blue jerseys. How about it, you guys? Congratulations on being named the Intermountain Healthcare Impact Team of the week. Super cool indeed. All right, welcome back inside Allegiant Stadium. Now look, guys, if you haven't been able to follow the unprecedented look at the building of this ultra-modern stadium in the series from the ground up, well, guess what? You're missing out. Here is a sneak peek at the very latest episode, available exclusively on Raiders.com and the official Raiders YouTube channel. Take a look.
When the 2020 NFL schedule was announced in May, no one thought the excitement of playing the first game in the brand new Allegiant Stadium, a Monday night prime time game no less, would be tempered by an empty house. But here we are. And the fans aren't the only ones disappointed by this turn of events.
It's important to keep it in perspective. Obviously, we're disappointed. I think everybody's disappointed, but the circumstance really shouldn't diminish the significance of the accomplishment.
I love building personally because it shapes the communities that we live within, right? And then once we shape those communities, in turn shape us, right? So these buildings are meant to be occupied.
This is my first major project. It was awesome and scary and emotional and crazy and rewarding and frustrating, all wrapped into one.
So I started here in February of 2018, and the last 2.5 years have just been pretty much a blur. I feel like only now, since we've gotten CFO, I've been able to kind of take a deep breath and look back and see that everything that the team has accomplished.
I've never opened a building in the middle of a pandemic, so I've never experienced that sense of emptiness.
I'm excited to see the building come alive the first time it gets fans to gain its personality and all of those things that I believe come with it.
These folks have always been tenants. They've always borrowed space in other people's buildings for the entirety of their existence, and they finally get not only their own building, it's the best building in the league, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, if you haven't been following this series, log on to Raiders.com or the Raiders YouTube channel to watch and binge watch. I'm talking all 13 episodes. It is hosted by Mike Rowe, one of my favorite. I love him on Dirty Jobs. He's one of the best narrators in the business. And after you're done watching us, you guys, your favorite part of Allegiant. There are so many different parts of the stadium that I feel like are in keeping with true Raiders tradition, but also mixing in with the really cool Las Vegas market. I have my thoughts on it, but you guys share with your favorite part.
Well, phenomenal building. My favorite part is hands down is the beautiful Al Davis Memorial Torch that is right behind us. And to add on to that, the icing on the cake, the first game here in this building, week 2, First Lady of the Raider Nation, Mama Carol Davis, lit that torch, and it was a phenomenal experience, a great game, great moment for the entire Raider Nation. So great job by Mark Davis, Mark Bedane, Tom Blenda, and the entire crew.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that is number one, but I'll go the Twitch Lounge. It is awesome. I mean,
that's where we are right now.
Where we sit, but behind us, there's clubs, there's sushi, great food. I mean, the Twitch Lounge is laid out, and you have a 50-yard line, can sit at the 50-yard line. It's just awesome here.
I mean, they literally thought of everything. You guys at home, I cannot wait. I mean, people are asking me every time I'm in here. They want to get in so bad, and it really is. It's such a cool part. What I enjoy, I mean, look, there's a section where they have literally phone chargers. I mean, they thought of everything when it came to this high-tech, ultra-modern stadium. I mean, it's so interesting to me that they really wanted to think of the fans first, and they wanted to stay loyal to the Raider fan base as well. And there's like a hallway. It's all local Vegas artists, and it's throwbacks, and it incorporates obviously Vegas culture but mixed with Raiders tradition, and so they have really, really cool artwork that you can go through, and I think that's amazing that they give back to the community.
It's a great job of embracing the local Las Vegas community and tying them in and welcoming them to the Raider Nation. It's just been a phenomenal job. The greatest thing about all of this stuff, it's awesome. A great building, a beautiful building, all the amenities you can possibly imagine, but it is a football football venue.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
It's going to be wonderful. I'm talking about natural grass.
Oh, yeah. You can smell it when you're cutting
you smell
it.
the grass.
Right.
It's nothing like it,
Nothing
EA.
like it.
Nothing like smelling that natural grass. And this is the football building. So the acoustics are going to be phenomenal when this thing gets packed out. It's going to be great.
I know, and that's the other thing. Every seat in the house is awesome.
Yes.
Like, there is not a bad seat in the house. So, anyways, I digress. When we come back, you guys, we're going to take you back in time to a fumble turned touchdown that went down as one of the most memorable plays in Raider Chargers history.
Look at that torch.
You're watching Raiders Game Day here in Las Vegas. Week 15, a tough one for the Raiders here inside Allegiant Stadium here at home, dropping one to the Chargers as we look to Week 16. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen back with you. And sometimes numbers don't make any sense. On September 10th, 1978, the improbable became probable and the impossible became reality. Weird doesn't begin to describe the ending to the Oakland Raiders Week 2 trip to Jack Murphy Stadium for their matchup with the San Diego Chargers. Only legendary radio announcer Bill King could describe it.
The Holy Roller in San Diego. We're playing in San Diego against the Chargers and we're down. Last thing I told Snake, we have no timeouts. I said, you cannot take a sack. You have to, whatever happens, you have to get rid of the ball.
Oakland trails 20-14. 10 seconds left.
Stabler goes back to pass. He gets pressure from his left side. He starts to run to the right, realizes he can't take the sack and just does something like this.
I remember running after the football, and I had to get there first. And I knew at that time, don't fall on it because there's no time left. And all I wanted to do is get to it and just kind of shuffle it towards the goal line. I didn't know Dave Casper was in the end zone.
Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock.
All of a sudden it comes out and Casper gets it and it's in the end zone.
Casper grabbing the ball. It is ruled a fumble. Casper is recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
And the referees all kind of look around at each other like this and go touchdown.
Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
I've had two events in my life that I'm remembered for. One's the fumble play, and I just happened to be there.
There's nothing real in the world anymore. The Raiders won the football game. This one will be relived forever.
It was just nuts. We were just all in shock. It's almost like divine intervention.
We've worked on that play for years and years. First time we really had a chance to run it.
The Holy Roller. That was certainly a great name for it. It's one of those plays that lives in NFL history.
After that play the following season, they enacted that rule to not let that happen. And it's very ironic because that same thing happened tonight, second to last play. Justin Herbert fumbles the ball in the end zone. And of course, unless he is the one to advance the football forward, they didn't let him score the touchdown. Very interesting. All right, coming up next, we're going to preview the Silver and Blacks Week 16 opponent as they have another home matchup against the Miami Dolphins. We'll be right back. You are watching Raiders Game Day here inside Allegiant Stadium. Take a look at the Al Davis Memorial Torch. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen back with you. Next week, the Raiders have a date with the Dolphins, who are currently the 7th seed in the AFC. Let's preview Miami, who are hosting the Patriots this week. And when you think of the Dolphins, gentlemen, as they come here to Las Vegas Week 16, what do you think? Because the first thing that jumps out to me is that Dolphins defense.
Yes, for sure.
And Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian has done an outstanding job. This is one of the only defenses in the league that is led by their secondary. They have outstanding corners. Their safeties are punishing tacklers. These guys get after the quarterback, they get after the ball, but one of the only defenses we know now that is led by that secondary. We're used to seeing and hearing about Seattle and their secondary, but this secondary here, they play man, they play zone, they plaster, they do all those things that you want your secondary to do.
I have a question for you. Last year, they had the 3rd worst total defense. And now I want to say they have one of the best scoring defenses in the league. How did they make such a quick turnaround? How?
Well, again, I think Flores took him some time to really understand what defenses, what style of defense they play well. Yeah. Some people like the blitz. They play like a cover 1. So they're going to have someone in the middle and then someone in the deep middle and let those corners just plaster and man up on those big-time receivers and take them out the game. And that gives time for the defensive linemen to get after the quarterback. So they do a little different. Usually you want that rush to get to the quarterback to provide that pressure. But again, they do it from bottom to the front. So great job by Flores.
With that being said, from EA, for us, what we have to do offensively is test them. Make those corners that they feel are so great, make them prove their greatness to us. Get our fast receivers on the outside, take chances, throw it over the top, and see if those guys can actually make plays.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to. You have to make them prove it.
Right, and then we have a guy named Waller, who I'm not sure if there's any secondary in the league right now that can consistently handle him. So just like he was split out wide today, you can do a lot of that. You can move your receivers on one side of the field so the corners go there, and then put that backside safety or linebacker in a really difficult matchup spot with Waller, and you can just pick him apart all day long.
All day long. Matchup nightmare. And let's not forget what Tua can do. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season. Certainly impressive from the rookie. Well, before we head to Week 16, we got to close out Week 15 with a Monday night matchup. Pittsburgh taking on the Bengals.
Ooh, the Bengals. All right.
Okay, guys, it is time for Who You Got. And I think Marcel is now in the lead with 13.
Oh, my goodness.
Doggone it. Still not over, but I am going to go, I'm going with the Steelers.
You're going to go with the Steelers?
Going
EC?
with the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Steelers on this one. Bro.
Yeah. Oh, EA's not sure about
That's
this
right.
one.
Look at it. I'm just going to wait for a little second.
You just marinate.
Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
All right. Clean sweep, Steelers.
Yeah.
All right, as we look to wrap up Week 15, Thursday Night Football did not go the Raiders' way, but Week 16 is a fresh start against the Miami Dolphins.
Got a long week.
Long week. 10 days. Get rested, get some guys back.
Defense is going to be rolling when we get back.
Let's go.
They have a lot of things to fix up. If you could just use one word to focus on this week, what would it be?
Pressure.
Pressure.
Fundamental and energy.
There you have it, and that is a wrap here. Raiders Game Day. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, EA. We'll see you next time.
This has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now, only at Allegiant.com. Brought to you by Modelo, setting the gold standard for authentic Mexican beer since 1925. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Brought to you by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Raiders. Twitch, the official live streaming partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.